Alright guys, I apologize in advance for the background noise. I have a window fan because there's no air conditioning in my room, so it gets pretty hot in here. Actually in our house there's really no air, so that's what that noise is. Kind of wanted to show you guys some disappointing issues I've been having with one of my, it was either my second orchid ever or third orchid. I'm having some issues. This literally dropped 3 leaves from the last time I saw it, which was a week ago. So didn't really have much time to pay attention to my orchids for the last week and a half. Asked my mom if she could water mine. I actually don't think she really got a chance to though. But I don't think that's why this happened. So I honestly am really confused as to what this is. I've been trying to do research online, and I feel like every situation looks different, or there's different reasons why it could or couldn't be that or this, and I'm really baffled by this one actually. So I did start to notice on this orchid 2 weeks ago this weird residue or buildup, and it's on the leaves too. And I thought it was strange, but I wasn't seeing anything major happening, so I let it be. I had no clue what it was, and I figured, okay, when it starts to affect the orchid, I'll take necessary action. So yeah, I come home and look at it, and that same kind of looking buildup, or I don't know, it might be a fungus, is where all the leaves were detaching. So it literally does look like mold almost, but it's not hairy, so I don't know. I know all of them are different, so like I said, never seen it before. I'm just really confused. It's on this one too. So, funny thing, we actually just talking about getting fungicides for my orchids, so I ended up getting on the board for the Batavia Orchid Society, and it's not a huge deal though. I'm just helping out with some side stuff, but I mean, it's kind of cool because I'm really fresh to it, and I get to, spend more time talking about orchids, which is ultimately why I didn't mind doing it. But moving on, so I decided to unpot this orchid because I had actually noticed some I think they call it snowball mold, something like that. It was all these little, sorry guys, I'm just picking off these rotted roots here. Now that I have light on there, I can really see. But there was essentially mold happening in the pot that looked like these tiny little white fuzzy balls. And then I found something online where I think it was called snow mold. So with this happening, looking like a type of mold, and then having that in the pot, I decided to unpot it. I was going to use a fungicide that was recommended to me by one of the guys from the Batavia Orchid Society. But it seems like some pretty heavy duty stuff that I need to be very careful when I use, so I'm going to hold off on it. And I wanted to try something non-toxic until I had the appropriate materials to use the other stuff, and time. So I ended up using just 3% hydrogen peroxide. That's what Miss Orchid Girl uses on YouTube, and then I did some research, and a lot of other people do too. So basically what I did last night was I doused the plant in hydrogen peroxide, the leaves, in the crown where all those spots are, and I say in the crown, but if you notice I have it tipped upside down right now, so it can kind of come out still, so it doesn't get stuck up in there, because it does turn into water after it's done fizzing. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that I haven't really seen any fizzing, so hopefully it's doing what it's supposed to, because I know if you use stronger it can actually damage your plant. So hopefully it's working. Just to be safe, I did it again tonight. So tomorrow, because I still want to give it a chance, like I said, to dry out, I am going to try and repot this again. and hopefully it helps. But as you can see, like, even these 2 leaves weren't doing well. I'm sure they're not going to make it. And it's really random how they're even falling off, too. Like, random ones. So it's kind of strange. I did cut off roots that were, like, dry, papery. I'm hoping the rest of these are salvageable because there's not much root left here for the size of this plant. It's, I don't know, it's a heavy plant. I used to call it my beast orchid because of that. So I'm really hoping I can save it. This is pretty sentimental to me because it's like one of my first plants. I'm like pretty sure this is like the second one I got to bloom ever, and this was the first one I think that my boyfriend bought for me. So yeah, I really hope this makes it. I'm trying. Another concern of mine was that it was mealybugs, or scale, but I literally don't see any bugs on this plant anywhere. So if you guys have any idea, I'll show you one more time. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this before, or if I'm on point there with thinking it's a type of fungus and if I'm treating it right. So alright, thanks guys.